Here are today's headlines. The government hails the inclusion of the Maute Group and the Islamic State in the United States list of terror organizations. Malacanang urges the agencies involved in the investigation of the Dengvaxia issue to cooperate with each other. The Philippines prepares to contest China's naming of features in the Philippine rice. And the Philippine News Agency emerges stronger amidst challenges as it celebrates its 45th anniversary. Good day, I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. The government hailed the branding of the Maute Group and the Islamic State as terrorists by the United States. The tag is especially helpful to the Philippines in its war on terror. Here's our report.
The ISIS-inspired Maute Group is now listed in the U.S. Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control website in its sanctions list for global terrorism. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque Jr. says this tag reaffirms that the group had indeed received assistance from foreign extremists. The inclusion of the Maute Group in the sanctions list also recognized the Philippine government's action to liberate Marawi City from terrorists and President Rodrigo Duterte's declaration of martial law in Mindanao. Aside from the Maute Group, the U.S. tagged ISIS in the Philippines and two other ISIS branches among its list of specially designated global terrorists, or SDGT. The terrorist label will also help the AFP in its ongoing anti-terrorism campaign, and entities involved with these groups will be denied access to the U.S. financial system and will face sanctions while limiting their activities in the Philippines and abroad. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Rom Dulfo.
President Duterte is confident that the proposed Bangsamoro Basic Law, or BBL, will be passed. Duterte stressed the urgent need to attain lasting peace in Mindanao, but dismissed speculations that his efforts to push for BBL and federalism is a means to extend his term in office. Duterte reiterated that if the BBL and federalism would be passed, he would step down before his term ends in 2022. Meanwhile, Duterte criticized local terrorist groups linked to the Islamic State group for using religion to advance their cause.
Galit ako sa mga taong tagalabas at pumunta dito para udyukin ang mga Moro na lumaban sa gobyerno at makipag-away. At ang dala-dala nila hindi naman reliyon. Hindi naman sumusunod sa anong tinuturo ng Islam. Alam naman nila talagang masamang pumatay ng tao, pumapatay ng bata, sisirain mo yung mga nawalang kakwinta-kwinta. Let's just say that death to the infidel. Pwede ba yan? Demokrasya tayo, dapat magkaisa.
The president made this remark after the United States tagged ISIS and the Maute Group as specially designated global terrorists. The Department of Labor and Employment appealed to labor groups for more patience as they exert all efforts to end contractualization. DOLE Undersecretary Joel Malumson said the department was working with the Senate to pass a bill that would end contractualization. Senator Joel Villanueva, meanwhile, assured the Labor Secretary that he would expedite the passage of the measure. Maglunsod denied the allegation of the Partidong Manggagawa that the department has attempted to delay the signing of an executive order which will end contractualization. The labor official said that even the president needs more time to study the labor group's proposal and reiterated that the House of Representatives had just passed a bill to end contractualization. Globe Telecom announced the deployment of around 1,700 long-term evolution cell sites to boost its internet speed. Globe said it is maximizing its available frequencies as mobile users shift to LTE-ready devices. Joel Agustin, Globe's Senior Vice President for Program Governance, said Globe is close to providing seamless LTE coverage in Metro Manila by aggressively using its spectrum allocations. Globe deployed more than 1,700 MHz sites, as well as close to 2,000 sites on the 2,600 and 1,800 MHz bands. Majority of these sites are in densely populated areas such as Metro Manila, Metro Cebu, and Metro Davao. The company also deployed around 170 massive multiple input and multiple output sites, which can multiply the capacity of a wireless connection without requiring more antennas. The Philippine National Police launched the Southern Storm Simulation exercises to measure readiness of local government agencies during disasters and emergencies. Here's our report.
The Southern Storm Interagency and Disaster Simulation exercises, which involved scenarios such as a bomb explosion, ambush, and hostage-taking, were conducted in Davao City and led by Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio and PNP Chief Bato de la Rosa. Recorded scenarios were part of the exercise to test police, security forces, and local government agencies on their capability and readiness to respond to any type of crisis, including terrorism, insurgency, and disasters. Davao City was chosen primarily because of the high-level threat in the Mindanao region, although the interagency simulation exercise is a project which is national in scope, and the next venue for the CIMEX will be in Metro Manila. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Still to come, Malacanang urges the agencies involved in the investigation of the Dengvaxia issue to cooperate with each other. Residents involved in clan wars in Maguindanao surrender their firearms. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Isa pong mapagpalaya at mapagbalitang hapon sa ating mga kapatid sa Philippine News Agency, sa ating pong kaibigang si Mr. Lloyd Caliwan. Magandang hapon po sa inyo. Kami po sa Department of Justice sa pangunguna ni Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre ay nakikisama at nakikipag-celebrate sa Philippine News Agency sa kanilang ika-45 taon na anniversary ngayong araw na ito. Ang Philippine News Agency po ay isa sa haligi ng pagbabalita ng maayos at tama at totoong balita sa ginagawa ng Duterte administration sa kabutihang ginagawa ng lahat para po sa sambayan ng Pilipino. Hangad po namin na ang PNA ay magkaroon pa ng maraming taon ng mabuti at makakatotohanang pagbabalita para po ito ay magsilbing inspirasyon sa mga Pilipino, sa ating mga kababayan na gumawa at tumulong para mapagbuti pa ang ating bansa. Muli po ang aming pagbati sa PNA, nawa po ay kayo'y kasihan pa ng ating Panginoon ng mahaba at mapagsilbing maraming mga taon ng inyong existence. Happy anniversary po sa inyo. Salamat po.
Kami, atong mga kauban, no, inyong mga diri sa Kumungkayo, diri sa Kumbal, nagpadayo, nakita nato na sige lang, paningkamot para kaninyo. Murami bibing ka ba? No, sige, up and down na among mga problema, pero nakapokus gihapon mi sa pagtuman sa among mga trabaho para kita nato ang atong paningkamot sa atong mga kauban sa DAR.
Masaya ako at muli nakabalik ako sa DAR. Nakita ko na naman yung ganitong situation, yung farmers na nabibigyan ng lupa. So ang message lang siguro mapapabot ko sa inyo, yung lupa, pagyamanin natin para sa mga bata, sa mga maliliit, para sa pamilya.
Nagipanagian ni Bonifacio Lloren na ang iyang beneficiary si Lloren Alan.
Happy 45th anniversary to the Philippine News Agency. This is Assistant Secretary Epimaco Densing III of the Department of Interior and Local Government, helping you make your news more relevant.
Malacanang urged the agencies investigating the Dengvaxia vaccine controversy to work together to resolve the issue. The palace says the lack of cooperation among them is delaying the investigation. Here's our report.
Opposition lawmakers earlier called on President Rodrigo Duterte to resolve the apparent conflict between the Department of Health and the Public Attorney's Office. PAO Chief Persida Costa denied the UP Philippine General Hospital Dengvaxia team access to the tissue samples of children who allegedly died after being vaccinated with Dengvaxia. Medical experts are also questioning the competence of PAO forensic expert Dr. Erwin Erfe, who performed the autopsy. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque pointed out that whether the DOH or PAO was doing the investigation, what matters is that justice be served to the victims. He added that only the pharmaceutical company Sanofi Pasteur would benefit from the delays in the investigation. For the PNA Newsroom, I am Pamela Marie Seminiano.
6 out of 9 campaign promises have already been fulfilled according to Senate President and PDP-Laban President Coco Pimentel. Pimentel stressed that this was achieved in a short span of time because of the members' ideals and coordination. Among the promises kept, Pimentel cited the campaign against drugs and corruption, lower income tax, increased pay for the military and uniformed personnel, free irrigation, free tuition, and an independent foreign policy. The Senate President says the ruling party had built a society that provides a comfortable, fair, and safe life for all Filipinos and is committed to keeping the remaining 3 challenges of the administration, which are the Bangsamoro Basic Law, ending contractualization, and federalism. Pimentel also thanked PDP-Laban Chairman President Rodrigo Duterte for providing a strong and visionary leadership and that he is the best recruiter in the party. Budget Secretary Benjamin Diokno expects the Ease of Doing Business bill to be signed by March. This will enable the speedy opening of prospective businesses and boost the economy. Here's a report.
Budget Secretary Benjamin Diokno is optimistic that the proposed Ease of Doing Business bill will be signed into law before the end of the first quarter this year. Diokno said the Senate version of the measure had been ratified and lawmakers are simply awaiting the ratified version of the House of Representatives. Once signed by the President into law, the measure will amend the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007 as it sets a shorter processing time for business permits because of the fewer number of signatures required. The measure is among the Duterte administration's priority bills to improve the domestic business environment and encourage more foreign investments. In the 2018 report, the country's ranking on the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report slipped to 113th from last year's 99th position. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Chris Mundo.
An alleged member of the Mora National Liberation Front was arrested for peddling illegal drugs by anti-drug cooperatives in General Santos City. PDEA Region 12 Director Valente Carino said 28-year-old Wahid Bandan claimed he was a member of the MNLF with the rank of lieutenant. Although unarmed, the suspect yielded more than 24,000 pesos worth of dried marijuana, shabu, paraphernalia, and marked money. In a related development, South Cotabato Police and PDEA operatives arrested Anthony Ranes, a student who is in the PDEA and PNP watch list of illegal drug peddlers during a buy-bust operation. Some 80 high-powered firearms were surrendered by armed civilians involved in the long-standing Rido or clan wars in Buldon, Maguindanao. The firearms were received by military and police officials led by 6th Infantry Division Commander Major General Arnel de la Vega and Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao Governor Mujib Hataman. The town has been declared as Rido-free since August last year due to the intervention of the local government. The ARMM's Region Reconciliation and Unification Commission has recorded a total of 588 cases of family feuds in the region since 2012. In the province of Maguindanao, 273 cases of Rido have been recorded so far. Up next, the Philippines prepares to contest China's naming of features in the Philippine Rise. The Philippine News Agency emerges stronger amidst challenges as it celebrates its 45th anniversary. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Happy 45th anniversary, PNA. More years to come. Congratulations. Director Gigi. Okay na.
Happiest anniversary to the Philippine News Agency. More power, and I'm glad to be a part of you guys.
All marine science research in the Philippine rice will only be done with the consent of the Philippines. This was agreed upon as the country protested China's naming of features in the Philippine-occupied region. Here's a report.
The Philippine government plans to contest the China-named features in the Philippine rice, formerly Benham rice. This follows after the Philippine government raised the issue of the unauthorized research conducted by the Institute of Oceanology of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. During the second meeting of the bilateral consultation mechanism between China and the Philippines last February 13, both sides agreed that all marine science research must now have the consent of the Philippines. The Philippines has yet to decide whether to register its objection before the International Hydrographic Organization, the body that approved the names. In a Senate inquiry, it was discovered that China illegally entered Philippine waters in 2004 when the Li Shu Guanghao of the China Navy Hydrographic Office conducted a survey resulting in the naming of 5 features in the rice, which were subsequently approved by the IHO. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Liza Agoon.
The Duterte government is adopting an independent foreign policy and a diplomatic stance portraying the Philippines as a friend to everyone and an enemy to none. The administration is taking an innovative approach as a way to address long-standing issues and concerns. Among the issues facing the government are tensions in the West Philippine Sea, the Philippine rice, cybersecurity, climate change, and the peace and order situation in Mindanao. National Security Chief Hermogenes Esperon said, the Philippines will continue its ties with China, Russia, Japan, Australia, the United States, and India without compromising national interest. Esperon also advocated the passage of the Bangsamoro Basic Law to establish a more representative and responsive autonomous government. He added that the country has invested in research and development on the impacts of climate change, as the phenomenon may be a contributing factor to group conflict and social instability. NLEX was blasted by TNT as the Katropan aimed for a shot at the PBA Philippine Cup quarterfinals. The Katropa curb-stomped the Road Warriors 101-75. Talk and Text stifled NLEX as early as the first half and then took a 30-point lead at halftime. Jericho Cruz tallied 17 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on his first game with the Katropa. Kelly Williams also put up 17 points, while Troy Rosario stretched his fine form with Gilas on by making 14 points. J.R. Kinahan failed to lift NLEX even with 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. TNT is now awaiting the result of the Global Port Phoenix game on Friday to determine its playoff fate. The Philippine News Agency is celebrating its 45th anniversary today. After moving through various ups and downs, the PNA has come out stronger than ever before as it remains committed to its role as a government's and the country's official wire service. Here's our report.
After recovering from a series of guffaws in 2017, the PNA has taken crucial steps to bounce back and continue with its 45-year legacy of providing up-to-date news on the Philippines to the rest of the world. PNA Executive Editor Luis Morentes said the creation of an editorial board was crucial in avoiding further mistakes. Communications Secretary Martin Andanar earlier said that the editorial board would serve as the last gatekeeper of stories. And with former journalist Virginia Arcilla Agtay at the helm of the News and Information Bureau, reforms are being instituted. More competent personnel are being hired, and equipment crucial in improving news gathering and dissemination are being acquired. The PNA news gathering is further beefed up by 20 other provincial bureaus daily. And in October 2017, the PNA Newsroom, an online all-English news program that provides timely and relevant news about the government and current events, was launched. Morentes said the state-run wire service has been catching up with the times with a new website, a new mobile app, and an increased social media presence. PNA's official Facebook page has reached over 49,000 followers as of February 2018. Part of the overall makeover included the renovation of PNA's central office in Quezon City, which was completed in February of this year. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Let's take another look at today's headlines. The government hails the inclusion of the Maute Group and the Islamic State in the United States list of terror organizations. Malacanang urges the agencies involved in the investigation of the Dengvaxia issue to cooperate with each other. The Philippines prepares to contest China's naming of features in the Philippine Rise. And the Philippine News Agency emerges stronger amidst challenges as it celebrates its 45th anniversary. Thank you for watching another episode of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and all that it is doing for the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. But before we go, let's give in to a few well-wishers as we celebrate our 45th year.
Happy 45th year sa Philippine News Agency. I am very proud of the strides that you have made for the past 19 months, and the Philippine News Agency is definitely going strong. The Presidential Communications Operations Office and the Office of the President will be behind the Philippine News Agency all the way para umasenso po lalo ang ating nag-iisang news agency ng Pilipinas.
Happy 45th birthday to the Philippine News Agency. Actually, I'm very happy because this month is also my 45th in this world. So I'm celebrating my birthday on March 20. Nauna lang ng konti ito. And I'm looking forward to more years of success for the PNA. We are going to launch a more vibrant and a more responsive Philippine News Agency in the near future, and we wish all the staff, we wish all the people, all the officials behind PNA more successes in the future. Congratulations, PNA.
I wish to greet the PNA on its 45th anniversary. I am glad to be still here since its birth on March 1, 1973. Maligayang bati sa lahat ng taga-PNA.
I'm very impressed. Rest assured that we're going to report the factual and close news in the U.S. We're encouraging all the Filipinos to come and visit the Philippines to retire and invest. Thank you.
Mga kababayan, I'm very glad that PNA is celebrating its 45th anniversary today, March 1, 2018. Parang kailan lang, pero 45 years na. I would like to greet my co-workers sa PNA. Maganda yung narating natin. Looking back 45 years ago, PNA has been in the forefront of national media. It started in 1973, and through the years, it manifested its duty to spread news, not only in the country, but all over the world, especially now that this time of cyberspace, internet. PNA has been providing news stories to our clients here and abroad ever since.
And that's your daily dose of the hottest news and the latest information that you need to know from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Good day.